My name is Helium Lemon 15. You can call me Helium Lemon, and today is Monday, July 27th. It's 6:30 p.m., or a little past, and welcome to The Messenger, Part 6. This is Part 6, and we're starting on the Quillshrew Marsh, which is, I'd say, it's kind of like where the game starts getting serious. This and the next place, and get ready for a lot of stupid deaths in this video, because I went up to 25 minutes in this video. Good for me. And shoot, I'm gonna have to talk for 25 minutes straight. This is post commentary, and yeah, I was playing this kind of like, you know, late at night, not on a weekend after I had my homework finished and everything, and that's probably why I was so like... Anyway, it's kind of like a trend when I play this game, like, to like go as fast as possible and just like YOLO my way through every level, because, you know, I have gotten a lot better at this game through 100%ing it and getting all the power seals, but I'm still pretty stupid and I make pretty stupid mistakes. Yeah, anyway, I'm just saying, maybe because it was later at night that amplified that, although I do like to play computer games early in the morning, so maybe if I record a few episodes early in the morning, it'll have the same effect. Probably. Who knows? So let's ask the shopkeeper about this place, which I haven't really commented on, but I'm sure you've had ample time to observe and form your own opinions about why exactly it's called the Quillshrew Marsh. And it's probably about mushrooms that have quills. I still can't believe you defeated the Emerald Golem. Did you get a chance to understand its motive? That thing wasn't evil, it was just digging away. What, you mean all these messengers that were killed? All a misunderstanding. Wow. What do you want to chat about? Welcome to Quillshrew Marsh, said no one ever. Yeah, this place is eerie. Tell me about it. I once had to look through the mud for an artifact, hint hint. What happened to this area? Legend says it used to be ruled by a monstrosity called the Primal Fear, until a brave monk defeated it. Both were very mighty indeed, but with its final breath, the Primal Fear cursed the monk forever. Ugh. Cursed? Legend also says that the monk still roams the marsh to this day, turning any trespassers into something... Quillshrooms, I guess. Yeah, any stories to share? Do you have any stories to share? Of course, here's one for you. There once was a messenger who kept... I see where this is going. Even though he was supposed to move on with his very important quest, he just couldn't get enough. The shopkeeper, living in a void outside of time, was connected to all eras, and so at first was happy to share the myths and legends encountered over decades of traveling. Alas, the messenger never seemed to appreciate the morals or takeaways, so the shopkeeper decided to be done with the stories thing. The end. No way! I liked your stories. Come on. Maybe later, we'll see. Oh my gosh, this game is so funny. Darn it. It's so hard, and it's so good, and it's so funny. Well, it's not too hard. Otherwise, I wouldn't be... Yeah, we messed around with the cabinet already. So this takes me back to my first LP, which was the Wii adaptation of Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. And there is something up here. How do you like this? I was like, ooh, this looks pleasant. I was like, come on. I'll get it on the next couple of tries. Here, let me take a break and go get some water, so I'll be right back. Four minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, so I'm back. I got some water. Yeah, this The visual style of this level, I mean, I guess just you could say the visual themes of this level with its kind of sad mushroom forest kind of well, that describes it. Sad mushroom forest, kind of marshy. I mean, the mushroom forest in the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland game, it's basically, it's just that. It has a lot of the same, it has the very similar visual language. It got that kind of fantasy quality to it. So there you go, third power seal in the game. So yeah, this level has a very Tim Burton-esque kind of feel to it. And it's got these mushroom enemies that shoot spikes at you. I died again, man. Yeah, Quirble has lots of funny things to say. I'm sorry I'm skipping through them so fast. I really shouldn't be. I'm depriving you all of being able to read them, but if you really want to read them, you can pause the video and... So... I have a friend, and we've been, oh, shoot, forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so you see, like, the lanterns in this level are mushrooms, and all the platforms are mushrooms, in addition to most of these enemies being mushrooms. And this part of the song has, like, a chorus in the background. I died to the spiky ball again. But you can see that if you look carefully at the mushroom platforms and the faces underneath them and the faces on these mushroom lanterns, they actually start singing along with the music during that part with the chorus. So I never knew that until I was reading, I guess, YouTube comments, and they were like, the mushrooms are singing along with the music in this level, and I was like, whoa, dude. These mushrooms actually look a lot like the character of Oolong in Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows, so I wonder if they got a design inspiration for it. Yeah, you can see them opening their mouths and singing. I think I stopped specifically to show that off. And speaking of Shovel Knight, I was going through my messenger videos, the ones that I've done so far, and like my channel is set to like category gaming, so it's like YouTube gaming. We'll usually try to auto identify the game that is being played and put it in the description. And I went through a couple of these videos, and it was like Shovel Knight 2014. I'm like, no, I might talk about Shovel Knight, but the game is definitely not Shovel Knight. But I think that's hilarious. YouTube just assumed that this game was Shovel Knight. And I know I'm comparing it to Shovel Knight all the time because it's a retro platformer with a very similar visual style. But it's a different game, come on. And it gets to be a very different game, especially in its second act, but I sort of have to keep quiet about that until the time comes. So back to Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland. Me and a friend, I'm a big expert of Alice in Wonderland and Lewis Carroll in general. And I have a friend who's a pretty big expert on classic film, and so I thought something fun to do together over the summer was have like a movie date every Saturday. So it's a tradition that we've been keeping pretty much every Saturday. We've been having a movie night over Zoom, and it works pretty well. Sometimes the visual quality is like, ugh. It's like watching a slideshow instead of a movie, like when we tried to watch Ed Wood. But I decided, because I've watched so many film adaptations of Alice in Wonderland, that I would just go through them almost in chronological order, but kind of just systematically. starting with my favorite one, which is the 1999 made-for-TV special. Oh, this part I was so tense. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die if I'm not careful. And oh, I can't watch this. This is so dumb. I died to one of the spikes from the guy who was over there. Clearly they never heard of Don't Shoot the Messenger. You know, it's like, you know, instead of like Don't Shoot the Piano Player in Western movies. Whatever. So, we watched the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland movie Saturday night, which today is Monday, so that was 2 nights ago. And that movie came out when I was in 5th grade, and I was so excited about it, and I already knew all about the video game, so I went and saw that movie in theaters, and I've seen it, you know, a lot of times since then, so I've probably seen that movie at least like 4 or 5 times, so I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, and it was his first time watching it. I wasn't like, yeah, whatever, like, I don't like the movie, but we had a nice, like, discussion of, like, you know, this movie and its problems, and, I mean, it's really a visual movie, and it's an action movie, and it's kind of made for kids and kind of made for adults. But, I mean, he was talking about, like, you know, they didn't spend too long actually thinking about the story and fleshing out the story, and that shows in the writing. And I was like, yeah, well, yeah, the writing is a little, does leave something to be desired. I mean, the writing, even, I love the movie, but even after, like, I still think the writing is kind of corny a lot of the time. And, like, a lot of things, like, I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, I understand that, because, like, I've seen this movie several times. Like, for one thing, like, the Red Queen has this court where she's surrounded by people with large, some part of their body is, like, large to, like, an abnormal extent. And that's because, like, she feels self-conscious about her big head. Or, you know, in some sense. And that's never, like, established in the movie. So, like, when I mentioned that to my friend, you know, oh, she has that court of large people, or people with large physical features, he was like, oh, so that's why. Perfect timing. It was my turn to buy a round. Yeah, I love the visual style of the movie, and I think it was perfect for turning it into a video game. But yeah, the movie does have problems. At least it was a lot better than its sequel, Through the Looking Glass, which was... just the quality of writing went down so much. I mean, from like 2010 to 2016, like, what happened? Like, why have kids' movies, like, why has the quality gone down so far? Like, the story was just, like, utterly nonsensical in that movie. At least that's how I felt after walking out of the movie theater, because I was like, you know, it just made me want to watch the original again. But, you know, that's the thing with sequels. Sequels are usually money grabs. I will say that, you know, the movies always have good acting in them. You know, you have Alan Rickman, Johnny Depp, Sacha Baron Cohen in the sequel, you know, Helena Bonham Carter, Anne Hathaway. They're all spectacular actors. And I love Mia. Mia Wasikowska is awesome. And she's beautiful, but, you know, she's awesome. She's an awesome actress. I feel like I'm kind of at a dead end with this subject. I feel like I need to talk about something else. Which, funny enough, I feel like I should be a bigger fan of Tim Burton. I feel like Tim Burton is like the working man's surrealist. Like, he has kind of a cute, like, Disney-fied, well, not even surrealist. Like, people are like, oh, Tim Burton, like, oh, we like spooky stuff, so we watch Tim Burton. But, like, I feel like he's so pop at this point, and he's so Disney-fied. But, I feel like there's very few Tim Burton movies that I've actually, like, watched several times that I can remember and, like, remember actually enjoying them. But one of them is Beetlejuice. I really like Beetlejuice. I like its sense of humor. I like its weirdness. Love Michael Keaton in that movie. Also, you can go up here, but you're clearly not meant to. It's like, oh, you get up here. Yeah, no. No, thank you. I'm clearly not gonna survive. Oh, too many spikes. Too many of these mushrooms. Spiky guys. Oh my goodness gracious. It really is a Decemberween mackerel. Oh my goodness gradness. Besides, everyone knows the only way to save Sonor Card Gauge is to cut a bunch of sports magazines in half and pour gravy on a defibrillator. I like so. That was one of the first Homestar cartoons I watched, so as soon as I heard that quote, I knew I was destined to to really like Homestar. Yeah, so my parents and I had a fun day today, kind of just doing some errands. I went with my mom to the post office and then to the grocery after that, and then my dad met us at the grocery, and it was our first time. Yeah, it was our first time. It was like I spent several months not going to the grocery, not even like I'm the main person buying groceries for my family or whatever, but I just avoided the grocery for several months because, you know, at the beginning of the pandemic, my mom was like, you know, avoid the grocery, it's an evil place, you'll get infected, or like people are, you know, not themselves at the grocery because they're freaked out because of the pandemic, and I can understand that. But the fact that, you know, the three of us were at the grocery together and all hell didn't break loose, it was kind of nice. And this being in New York City, well, New York City has really recovered. A lot of places aren't doing as well as New York City. And again, there are places like West Virginia, where West Virginia is such a small state, it doesn't have to worry about the COVID, or so the people there think. Like, I was in, like, Virginia, but also driving through West Virginia. Like, at the beginning of this month when I went on a little family trip. And I went to this McDonald's in this town in West Virginia. I think it was Romney, West Virginia. And there was one person, we went, well, besides us, me and my dad going into the McDonald's to use the bathroom. You know, God forbid to get the food there. But there was one person in the restaurant wearing a mask, and that was the girl cleaning up the tables. Otherwise, all the customers, you know, were like, la-di-da, there's no pandemic, what are you talking about? Trump 2020. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to have to respond to comments about Donald Trump, which already my 10-year-old cousin from Denmark is commenting, like, do you like Donald Trump, in the comments? Like, what does he think? Like, just because I'm American, like, I have to answer questions about Donald Trump? Like, let's just, So, back to finally complete my story, I'm not gonna complete my story, am I? No, I'm not. Well, last week, Dad and I got some grapefruit beer to share because it tastes good, and it's good stuff. So the next boss is the Quillshrew Queen, I think that's official name, and she is actually a former messenger who's been corrupted. So that's the story. So because she's a former messenger, and a really powerful one at that, it's like, oh yeah, get ready, you're about to meet your match. So I think that's really interesting. So get ready for the boss of this area. And there she is, the Coolstream Queen. Well, 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 it seems we have an intruder. You need to get out of here. This place is filled with monsters. Oh, did my Quillshroom scare you? So it's true? Ha 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 ha. Don't like my army? It's a shame, really, since you're about to join it. Wait, that scroll, it couldn't be. Huh? No, impossible. Kneel before your queen and receive the curse of quills. Yeah, this boss knows how to whip it. So this is like the first actual, like, yeah, and those little puppy things turn you into a Quillshroom. So this boss is tough. I'll talk more about it in a second. So yeah, instead of getting grapefruit beer, which we were like looking at these different beers and being like, I don't know, that one's too expensive, or you know, that one has too much alcohol or too many calories. We just settled with some cranberry, like Mike's hard lemonade, like cranberry lemonade flavor. And that stuff is really good. It's really nice and refreshing. It's good stuff. So yeah, Mike's hard cranberry lemonade. So this boss is tough. Yeah, I've said that already. We're about to spend the next 4 minutes on her, which I'm not looking forward to having to commentate. But the fact that I got her in only 4 minutes, is a big improvement from the very first time I played this game, which I feel like I was dying to her over and over and over again. But yeah, that's what happens. You play the game for the first time, you know, to be your kind of awkward trial run, get to know the moveset, get to know bosses' patterns and stuff, so they won't be as hard next time. Even now I'm getting used to like, oh yeah, she shoots the spikes at a certain point in her attack. But yeah, these like little spores, it's pretty easy to just float over them. And now that I actually have the timing of like being able to cloud step off of those like big plant guys, I'm actually getting a lot more opportunities to hit her. Ah yes. Gotta heal my throat with some nice cold water. I'm so glad that July is almost over. July is one of my least favorite months. It's just like, yeah, I don't need a month that's just full of brutal heat and brutal sun and like, I don't know, I guess I should, well, I mean, this is the coronavirus. We're all staying inside anyway. So one thing that I've been doing that's been kind of cool is I said I'm finally gonna watch that documentary that they made about the making of Broken Age, which Broken Age is this game that I got. I must have got it for the iPad like in 2015, and that's when I really started playing it. But it was made in like 2012, 2013. Anyway, it was a Kickstarter project created by Tim Schafer, who's this legendary game creator, you know, Monkey Island, Psychonauts, Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle. Like, if you're a real, like, video game nerd, you've heard a lot of these games, and even if you haven't heard of Monkey Island or Day of the Tentacle, because you're not an 80s kid or whatever, you've heard of Psychonauts. And he's like, you know, let's just do a Kickstarter, because, like, there are probably enough people out there, you know, who care about good old-fashioned point-and-click adventure games. And so, anyway, they made this awesome game called Broken Age, and they made a documentary about it, and they put it on YouTube. Long story short, this is a funny little scene. I'm Quillbull. Quillbull, this name makes no sense. Why have I never seen you before? Why does the name make no sense? I don't know. When I got cursed along with my messenger, that voice, are you? Out of here, you bet. What do you mean, that voice? Oh, he recognizes her. That's... And the messenger is just like, wait a second, what just happened here? That's actually a pretty funny scene if you think about it. I mean, they're trying to be like, this is the lore of this game. It's like, oh, she was a fallen messenger, so she had a little horrible demon saving her from death too. Anyway, this next level is gonna get really real, so I'm very excited for it. Thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next episode for more shenanigans. Take care.